city, but yeah.
Oklahoma is closer.
Yeah.
What is that weight and what do you usually use?
What this way? This is 8 to 9 ounce. Okay. The higher the number of ounces, the thicker the leather is. Okay. Unfortunately, I didn't bring any with me, but some of our armor is done in Italian water buffalo. This is cow. Okay. Italian water buffalo is very expensive. It's awesome to tool on, but it is an expensive hide to get your hands on. Most everything you see on our garb, and most 99.9% of it right now is cow. And as you go down in numbers, you get to thinner. 5, 6 is getting right there on the line where you're going to have to back with taking tape or gluing it to a thin piece of cardboard.
It'll start distorting while you're
When
working.
you go to tool it, because it's so thin, you'll actually start to spread the leather out and will distort whatever design you're trying to put in it.
So when you glue it on, is it only temporarily glued on?
Yes. A lot of people use the yellowing packing tape. You can run that yellow packing tape across the back, and it just keeping in mind, guys, all this is skin. Okay? Poor cow walking out there in the field, became dinner the other night. That's all this is. Okay? So, if it's really thin, you start tooling on it, it's going to start to pull apart. Never ever do anything on your leather that when your leather isn't wet. Okay? Because there's cells in here. And what you want to do is you want to re-moisturize those cells. Street trick that one of our members learned, who's been doing leather since, I believe, pardon my French, Christ was doing leather, is hot water. Hot water. Run it under the hot water, especially since a lot of times we don't have time to case our stuff for 24 hours. And casing is just getting it wet and getting the moisture content up in the leather. The way you're supposed to case is you take the weather. Woo! Okay, this is gonna be one of those panels.
Yeah.
Put the leather in water till the bubbles stop coming out. Put it in a plastic bag, and to keep it from mildewing, especially if it's gonna be a couple days till you get back to it, put it in the refrigerator. It'll keep it from mildewing. What you want is the leather to sit inside that plastic bag and soak up as much of the moisture as it possibly can get to re-moisturize the cells, so you can take practice pieces, try stamping a dry piece of leather, then properly case a piece of leather and stamp it and see the difference.
Like butter.
Yeah, when it's properly cased, it's like cutting, especially with your swivel knife and stuff, it is like cutting through butter. Like I said, we'll go into all the tools here in just a second. But one of the things that we use a lot is we will put it up underneath really hot water, get both sides wet, then take the piece, roll it up, and squeeze on it. Roll it out, and we're able to tool on it. I mean, it's not as pretty as casing it for 24 hours, but when you're trying to get ready for a con the next day, you're trying to finish I didn't do it.
Nothing.
I got this.
Okay.
Nothing.
Okay.
Go back to talking.
Whiny Captain Whiny.
Yes, he is.
Whiny Captain. So yeah, don't do anything on your leather when it's not wet. Okay. And on that note, you can jeez,
Yes.
you can wet form your leather and get it shaped. And that's why you can do stuff. You pop off your van braces and stuff, and they keep that look. It's got that round, nice form look. Get them wet, and trust me, this stuff is nasty and gooey when it's cold and wet. Yeah, you're good. Especially when you're doing a mask and you got to stick it to your face and hold it there, nice and slimy and wet. That's why you got friends. Hey, come here, dude.
Or that's why you have an assistant.
Mannequin faces.
Mannequin faces work too. But assistants are so much. Mannequins don't squeal. They do.
I have a box.
You can, while these are wet, you can form them to yourself. If you want, to get it formed to your wrist size to a point where it will stay. Now, after you get them formed, you get them dyed out and everything, and you seal them, it will hold that moisture in place and keep that form. If you haven't, we were talking about this the other night, if you haven't sealed them, do not be surprised if your pretty armor that's, looks like your rippling chest and muscles and everything, and all the girls are like, woohoo! And you walk out in the rainstorm, and the leather gets wet, and it goes, it will go back, the cells are going to suck up that water and it's going to go back to a flat piece of leather. Okay, so make sure you treat it. There are sprays you get at Tandy that will seal the leather. And Stellar Crew and I have walked through rainstorms in Galveston in our leather. We're dripping wet. The only thing we had to make sure we do is when we got back to the shop, air dry it out. Because trust me, I've done it with heavy armor when I was in the SCA.
Oh yeah.
You fight in your heavy armor all day. It's dripping by the time you get it off because you're cool. And you throw it in your bag and you throw it in the trunk in 110-degree Texas summer. And you go and do things. You go on duty for 72 hours straight and forget that it's in the trunk. When you open it, you're in for a surprise because it's going to wave at you.
The foghorn will actually sound at you from inside the bag.
I think I almost threw that set of heavy armor away. It's like, oh hell no. I'll build some more.
How did you end up cleaning that?
Yeah, I will give you a little secret on how you clean it. You can use now Tandy does sell some conditioners. We have found one that does work really well. That you can get that we use personally. You use it. That's your thing. I'm not condoning or not condoning it. ASI. All of us that grew up in the 80s that buried our noses in girls' hair during the dance to smell like really cool grapes. Yeah. I was there, I'll admit it. Oh, you're a youngin'. ASI. Purple bottle, got a little pink kangaroo on it. Yeah. In the late 1980s, or 1980s, when we went to dances, all the guys danced really close to the girls and went, because it smelled like grape and it smelled really good.
I still do that.
Still does. You can use the conditioner spray that on your leather, and we have actually pulled leather pieces out of a storage shed that had been, they've been sitting there for almost a year. They had mold that was had shuttle programs that had been there so long.
There were civilizations.
Yeah.
Hi guys.
You spray it on there,
We've seen
you
the
can
great
wipe it
one.
off, it will take the funk and all the junk off of it, and it gives it that nice grape smell, so you're walking around
Now, the conditioner is
So
designed to
you guys
penetrate
know
keratin.
something
It's designed to penetrate keratin, so it's going to
Well, it's really
penetrate
funny.
keratin.
Occasionally, after they've done this conditioning, you'll see them sitting at the
But yeah, exactly what it said. It's made for conditioning your hair. It's made for conditioning your skin. So all it says is skin. It's conditioning the leather, back to what it was. So it will take all of the fungus and funk off of there and keep clean. Safety note: if you forget your gear and you pull it out and it's wet, don't sit there. If you have to put a fan on, blow the fan across, get a mask to put on, especially if it's leather that's been sitting there for a long time. You don't want to breathe that fungus and stuff into your lungs. Okay. Where was I? A lot of the leather masks out there that you see, these really pretty fancy leather masks and stuff, are either 2 to 3 ounce or thinner. You can get, you get leather down, you can hold it up to the light and see through it. That is a whole other technique. Like I said, swing by the shop or go online and you can see all kinds of classes on how to wet form leather to be able to get different patterns, like for pistols and all the way up to doing full masks and stuff, and how to get those masks and how to take your apprentice and make them squeal like a little kid when you put this wet slimy leather right on their face and tell them to hold it.
That was gonna be a good moment.
Tool wise, I will warn you now, once you start buying tools, this is another addiction. You will be going to Tandy a lot, and your significant other will be going, how much did that cost? $1,000? Yeah. Tandy likes us a lot.